Another expert believes the Philippines' case against China has a fighting chance, but warns the legal team must carefully craft its arguments. JC Gutinga tells us more from Quezon City. JC?
Yes, Jing, the oral arguments on the West Philippine Sea maritime dispute will begin in The Hague in the Netherlands today at 2:30 p.m. local time. So that's at around 8:30 p.m. Manila time, and it will go on for 3 hours. Now, this round is, as we've already said, to establish whether the Permanent Court of Arbitration has jurisdiction over the case. And according to a bulletin from Malacanang, Solicitor General Florin Hilbay will open the government's presentation. After that, Foreign Affairs Secretary Albert Del Rosario will explain before the tribunal the country's reasons for why it filed the case. And then after that, lawyers from the Washington-based firm Foley Hogue, led by Paul Reichler, will present the arguments. Now, China studies expert Chito Santaromana says the Philippines needs to maneuver through the arguments from China, which seeks to derail the case by questioning the tribunal's authority. He says that China has managed to virtually participate in the case by sending its position paper. So China was able to make its presence felt without really being there. And now the Philippine panel must face what Santaromana calls the elephant in the room and debunk its points. Now, China says the dispute is mainly about sovereignty, that it cannot determine maritime delimitations without ultimately discussing sovereignty. Now, sovereignty is something that the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea does not cover. So the Philippines now must prove that the issue is indeed a maritime one and that the dispute can be resolved without touching on sovereignty. Now, Santaromana says the court may divide the case into several categories, and all the Philippines needs is for the court to find that it has jurisdiction in at least one of those categories, and then the case can proceed. Now, Santaromana says China has put the Philippines in a difficult position, but he says the government has a fighting chance. It just needs to be very deft, very skillful in arguing its case. Jing.
Thank you, JC. JC Gutinga reporting from UP Diliman.